The community-based work assessment starts off with an interest inventory. And what that is a series of pictures. There's about 56 pictures of people doing various jobs. The individual will click whether they like it or they don't like it. Just the picture of looking at whatever is happening in that picture. At the end of that, the interest inventory test will spit out 5 top picks that they believe that the individual will be interested in. So we have conversations with the individual, perhaps their team, or maybe just them and a family member, and see if that's about right, where they thought of their interest would be. And then from there, we start looking at businesses that do those types of jobs. But before we actually get them into the businesses, we also do what's called job readiness, where we talk about time management, hygiene, how to dress for a job. We talk about sexual harassment. We talk about possibly people stealing or taking advantage of you in other ways. We get a good feel of what they understand in those topics before we actually take them to the businesses. When you get a good read on that one, and then when you take them into the business, we get to see how they interact with other coworkers, customers, the employer. We get to see what's their tolerance. What are they able to handle? How long can they stand? How long can they sit? Do they have to do something that's more repetitive, or do they need to do something that's more constant changing? So we get to see all different aspects of a person. And sometimes we'll do it 3 times. Sometimes we do it 5 times. It all depends on what the individual's interests are and what the funding source is. We usually get really positive feedback from employers once they've hired somebody with a disability and working with an employment training specialist, because they really, even when we explain it verbally and they give us a chance to bring them in physically, they get to see that person as a person and see what their abilities are. There are times that employers will say, oh, wow, I didn't realize that this group of folks have all of these talents. And typically they end up bringing them in and treating them like family. Some people are scared and nervous of letting their loved ones work in the community, but what we find is their coworkers and the employers are a security blanket, and they naturally are looking out after them as they would their own family members or their other employees.